Hello and welcome back. This is not quite exactly another puzzle. We're returning to Shifter Lines 105 for a couple of reasons. I mean, if you've seen that video, and I'll make sure there's a link to it up here, essentially the challenge that I took on this particular puzzle was to solve it without using the Phistomefel Ring. And Gobbler, who's the constructor of this puzzle, almost like asked the question in curiosity, and I actually am equally curious just how much faster I would be if I was able to use that rule set as opposed to trying to solve it without it. And I'm absolutely certain it will be quicker, it's just how much quicker. I was curious too. Second thing is, you've seen that this thumbnail has changed. Thank you so much as always for the feedback. So this one is certainly less devilish. Instead, we're just imagining what a ring would look like. And here is a golden ring on a lovely lady's hand. And it's got kind of Sudoku twists on it. It's got, different digits in a grid of some sort, digits 1 to 9, of course, which allows me to just crack on. Now, a word of warning before I actually flick the screen. I have got the previous solution on immediately from there, so I'm going to restart it in front of you, but I just want to keep the time in mind and on the screen. So, if you've not already solved it, time to look away now. Quick reminder, you've got the rule sets on the right hand side, normal Sudoku rules, shifter lines. Because this is a repeat video, and I've already linked to the previous one, I'm not going to go through an entire explanation. We do have Kropki dots, XVs, and even and odds, with obviously the circles being the the odds, and the squares being the evens. The reminder of the time, so I've solved it in just under 40 minutes. I'm also not planning on doing a full explanation of the Phistomefel Ring either. I'm just going to crack on with the solve. So, with that said, let me restart the clock and see how I get on. So, first thing that I'm going to just point out is we know that these parities are all the same. That's just the definition of the shifter line, that these all have to be the same. I'm going to use... Actually, blue is not necessarily great. I'm going to use green and purple. So green is hardly visible. Orange and purple. So these two we know, because they're on the same shifter line, have to be the same polarity. Polarity? Parity. It is polarity and parity, but I only care about parity right now. Now, same is true when it comes to the x. Essentially, if this is a 1, this would have to be a 9. Obviously, because we're trying to add up to a 10, we have to either have 2 odds or 2 evens to get to an even digit, such as a 10. So this is also orange. This being the flip side of the V, we know would have to be an opposite. We need an odd plus an even to get to an odd number like a 5. So this is going to be purple, back to orange, and we can continue the same logic down here. All of these have to be purple. We have to change, we don't know what this is, if this is changing parity or not. We know it has to change parity or polarity, but I'm going to leave that aside for a second. Now, I want to come onto this side somehow. Let me see how I can actually get to that. I know it's the same thing, but I'm going to use different colors. I'm going to use blue and red, that these have to be blue. It's one polarity, changing, parity, and then back to the same parity. And this is where the Phistomefel Ring will be immensely helpful. Because when you take a look at the grid in there, we only have 4 even digits. So I immediately know that neither purple nor blue can be even. All of these have to be odd digits. So I'm actually going to remove all of these colors. You're going to have to sort of get used to me using a ton of colors in today's solve. But essentially, we know that because of the fact that there is only 4 evens in these corners, and this ring, because of the Phistomefel rule set, matches what is in these quadrants, well, these are clearly, if I make orange even, this is 6 of them. If I make blue even, this is 6 of them. That's too many even digits. So all of these have to be odd, which gives me 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3 again, 7 and 9, 7 and 9, just applying the shifter line logic, the 7 and 9 obviously across the X. This is 7 or 9. I don't know what this is. I do know that this is a 2 or 4. Again, this is 2 or 4. These are 1 3s. That's another 1 3 on the same shifter line. That's 7 9. That's 7 9. And that's 7 9. Lovely. Now, 1 and 3 eliminates 1 from being an option, which forces this to be a 4, surrounded by 2 8s. We'll resolve these momentarily. What I can do, though, now is color. So I'm going to color this 1 3, which is clearly different from this one. It can see each other across row 5. One is purple, one is blue. Therefore, this is purple, this is blue. We're going across to the same digits and then back again. Obviously, they have to add up to 5 in both ways. So this is the same color. This is blue. I'm going to use the same color for a second for the 7 9s. Just remember they're different digits, but just for my convenience, I'm just going to carry on with blue and purple. This has to be purple, again across the X. This has to be blue. Now, and this is purple. Now, here's where things get a little bit interesting. I can see that I have purple and blue cells connected to these 2 4s. So I know that these two have to be different. That's kind of the definition of it. This is either a 1 or a 3, and this is a different 1 or a 3. Therefore, these 2 and 4s have to be different. So in these corners, they're not 2 or 4, but I still need 4 even digits. They are 6 or 8. They could be both 6s and both 8s. We'll figure that out separately. What else can I do in here? Can I deduce any of these digits at this point? I'm kind of wondering. Maybe, maybe not. I can probably do a bit of Sudoku, yep, with the blue 7 9s, for example. That's the only place for it. That's a blue 7 9. The purple 7 9 can only be in here. That's 7 9 and it's purple. I can keep going. We've got 1 3, blue 1 3 specifically. Well, it's none of these cells. This is the only blue 1 3. I'm guessing the counterpart. Yeah, that's the 1 3 purple. These are now 5 and 6. I've completed everything in box 5 except the 5 and 6. Excuse me, meant to do that. And we can probably start to use some of these to make some deductions. So column 4 attractive because of the X and the white Kropki, so it's probably going to be fairly restricted, such as 7 and 9 means this cannot have a 1 3 on it because the 7 and 9 are gone. So this is another 1 3 which can only be accompanied with a 2. No, technically it could be accompanied with a 3, can't it? 3 4. Ah yes, because this can't be 2 8 because we already got 2 8. So this is 4 6. That gives me the 5. That gives me the 6. And that does force 1 2 and 3 in here with a 2. And this is a purple 1 3 with the 2. We can probably, can we actually use any of this to resolve anything? Not yet for some reason. Anyway, we'll keep going. What else can we do? This white Kropki dot is also mighty tasty, this white Kropki dot. So I think I'm going to keep using these to sort of keep going with the logic. This one as well. Let's try this one first. So this is not 7 or 9, and therefore not 8, not 6. What are my options? Well, 1, 2, and 3 are out because they're gone. So I think I am forced with 4, 5. There's nothing else. 1, 2, 3 are gone. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are gone. Obviously, the 8 can't be without the 7 and 9. Therefore, this is only 4 or 5. There's no other option left. And what do we have left in here? This presumably has to be 6, 8. There's nothing else left in the box. And, oh yeah, of course, that 2 gave me an 8 in here and a 2 in there way earlier. We know what these are then. This is 1, 3, and 8 with a definite 8. This is 2 with a 1, 3? No, 2 with something. 2 and 5. Yeah, that all looks correct to me. Right, more white Kropki dots. What is this cell? This is not 1, 2. So Remember, the trick with these things is you always need an even digit on a white Kropki dot. It's an even digit with an odd digit. All the even digits except for 6 are taken. There is a 6 on here. And then the question is whether it's 5, 6 or 5, 7 with a definite 6 on here. And then on the second side, we've got a 5, 7 and a 9 just to complete the row with a definite 9 in here. We've got all of these odd digits. I need a 5 on one of these plus 3 more even digits. 5 can't be on an X, so this is from 2, 4 or 8. Again, 6 is not available. This can be a 5. It just sort of depends on what these are. So for these, I'm sort of tempted to put in 5, 2, 4, 8. It's just messy. What about this white Kropki dots? 7, 9 again means no 8. I can have 5, 6 presumably. Actually, let me just think about what is the flip side on this side. This is 2, 6 or 8. So we've got 3 even digits. The fourth even digit is in here. And then I need an odd digit, and it can be. Yeah, so the 1, 3 trick that I used last time is I can't put a 1 or 3 in here. In essence, if it's a 1, that would be a 2, and then I've broken the V, because you either need to have a 1, 4 or a 2, 3, and essentially I've taken away both. Same as, this could be presumably 2, 3, with 1, 4 in here. I don't see a problem with that. Interesting. Not sure how I resolved this last time. Did I actually make the wrong deduction and I said it can only be a 5? So if this is 2, 3, that would be 1, that would be 4, and that would be 5. That feels possible. The 2 would make this a 4. This would be a 6, 8 pair. This would therefore be a 2 or 4. That kind of flows. Suddenly I'm getting stuck on a puzzle I've already solved. Sorry, I need a moment. Yeah, I don't need a moment. I said there has to be a 9 in here. Then I added 5 and 7, but that doesn't matter. 9 means that this is a 7. So the blue 7, 9 are all 7s. Therefore, these are all 3s. Doesn't help me with my 3, 2 dilemma that I had earlier. Therefore, this is a 2, this is a 4, this is 1, this is 9. This is 1. Is that? Yeah, that's not a 7. That's a 5, 9 pair. This is not a 5 anymore. This is a 6, 7 pair. But yeah, it doesn't actually help me with my... Yes, it does. 2 and 3 are eliminated now. So I probably did make a mistake in my original solve. But anyway, 1, 2 not available, 2, 3 not available, 3, 4 not available. This is in fact 4, 5. Well, or 6. Definite 5 for sure. So 4 even, that's a 9 that I've missed out. Right, what is this digit? It can only be a 1. This forces this to be 3, 7, 9. I guess the fact that this is still part of the Phistomefel ring and there are no 5s on the shifted lines means no 5s in here. There's a 5 in there. There's a 5 in here. 5 in there. And that's all the 5s essentially placed. No 5s here means this is a 5. We can actually do a bit better. This is a 5, therefore 5s and 5s line up. This can't be a 5 because that would be an odd digit with a white Kropki dot to another odd digit. Impossible. That's a 5. That gives me 2 and 5. This is also another even digit, and it's not a 2, it's 4, 6, or 8. just going to quickly just check that I've actually used essentially all the clues, and we're just down to what's the word I'm looking for? We're just down to classic Sudoku. Obviously, I haven't quite used the corners just yet. So the trick for the corners is essentially we've got 3 of the 4 odd digits on there, no 5s. So essentially 1 of 1, 3, 7, and 9. So 3 of 1, 3, 7, or 9 are in each one of these. Now 1, 3, 7, 3, 7, 9, 3, 1, 9. Essentially we have almost certainly a different set in each corner, just to make sure that these numbers match. So we have 3 1s, 3 3s, 3 7s, and 3 9s. Presumably I can do something, no, yeah, I could probably do something like 3 7 9, 3 7 9. Probably the trick is though, yes, is that wouldn't work. That's a 3, for example, that would be a 3, and then that would be a 3, yeah. So it is possible. I could actually have a set that is the same across different corners. Anyway, I'm rumbling, and the whole point of this was to show that it is actually a lot quicker. This is not a 2, this is not an 8, therefore this is 2 or 4. We actually have 2 evens. Let's just think about what do we have in here. So we've got 2, 4, and 8 because we've essentially got 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 done. This is 2, 4, 8, the definite 8. 3 even digits, no odds. That has to be an even digit. That is a 6, that is a 7, that is an 8, that is a 2. This is not 2 or 8, therefore this is a 4, and this is an 8. What else do I know? I need a 1 for sure in here. So 1, 3, 7, or 9 with a definite 1. These are not 8s. This is not 2 or 8. This is 4 or 6. This is 2, 4, or 6. It's actually not a 2 either. So in fact, where is the 2? Because we do have a 2 and a 4 to be placed in these corners. And you can see neither of these, well, none of these 3 can be a 2 because of these 2s. Therefore, this is the only place for a 2. That's not a 2. This is a 2. This is in fact now a 1. All right, come on, Sleuth, we can go faster than this. What do we have left to place in this column? So we need a 9 and then 2, 6, 8. Well, the 2 can only be up down here because there's no other place for it to go in this column. And up here, we need another 6, 8 with a 9. Okay. I think between these 6, 8s, we've confirmed, yeah, I mean, this can't be a 6 anymore. And even better, this had to be a 6, 8 because we already placed the 8. Bit slow to see that. That's an 8, 9 pair. This is a 4, 5 pair. We know that these are now from 1, 3, and 7. That's not a 1 because of this one. We have a definite 1 with a 3, 7, therefore a definite 9 in here. Let me think about this actually, sorry. Yes, odd digits. One of these is a 5. Therefore, these are the 4 odd digits plus one of this as the 5th. Therefore, this is indeed a 9. This is 3, 7, 9. This is even. This is, well, this is even or odd. I don't know which one it is actually. This has to be even though. That has to be an 8. This has to be a 9. This has to be a 6. This has to be an 8. This is 4 or 6 again. So we essentially have in here 4, 5, or 6. 4, not 2. To go alongside this 5. Got a 4, 6 pair. Still need a 2 in this column. It can only be in here. This is an odd digit. Well, whatever this isn't. So this is 3 or 9. And there's a definite 1. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. This is not a 6. Just white Kropki dot of this thing. We can probably do our same parity trick again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odd digits. This is not an odd digit. This has to be the 8. This is the 3. This gives me the 4, the 6, the 3, the 6, the 4. This is an 8 now. Notice the 8 and 6 are different, which actually gives me this 8, because I still need this somewhere in the quadrants, and this is the only place that's left for it. That's a 4. I need a 9 in here with the 1, because I've got this 9. So this is not a 7, not a 3 either. It's a 1-9 pair. No 9s there. That is a 9. That's a 3-7 pair. That's got to be a 7. This is 1 or 9, just completing the row. This is 1 or 3 because of the white Kropki. It is, of course, not a 3. That's a 1. That's a 9. That's a 1. That's a 9. That's a 5, 9, 4, 5. Not a 1. Still need a 1. That's the 1. That's a 3-7 pair. How have I not resolved? Oh, yeah. These kind of resolved. 5, 6, 4, and 5. Yeah, that 4 gives me the 5, the 4, the 5, the 6. So I guess the 3 7s will help resolve these if I can finish the puzzle from here. I clearly need a digit, which is a 7 down there. That gives me 3, 7, 3, 7. Bit of classic Sudoku to finish now. What do I need in here? I need a 3. Can only be in there. I need an even digit, which is a 6. I've got, yeah, all even digits in here. So in here I need 2 and 8. That's an 8. That's a 2. That's got to be the 4. And for the finish, that's the 6. And it's done in 20 minutes or just under. So about half the time is the answer, if you can actually use the Phistomefel Ring. Well, just remember that there is another puzzle. You are not being denied your 2 puzzles on the weekends. This was just a quick kind of experiment for myself and certainly for Gobbler, who asked the question. Hope that you guys enjoyed this resolve, and see you back for the next video. Bye-bye for now.